Warner Brothers, into the Warnerverse. Detective Comics in the multiverse of sadness. Forcing me to tell time on a fucking analog clock after 20 years of having a cell phone.
You know, my sister ran a marathon once, God rest her soul. She's not dead, she's just exhausted.
Then don't say God rest her soul, ass clown. That phrase is 100% reserved for talking about people that have passed on. And in your sister's case, it will be a much better life, where she no longer has to have you as a brother. Unnecessarily poking the raisin.
Are you actively eating that candy bar?
Unless there was an indication that this person was passively holding it in their mouth and letting it slowly melt until it slid down their throat. Why is question. Movie will spend the next 2 hours proving that this asshole absolutely had time to pick up that candy bar. Yes, this is what I'm here for. The heart-pumping, genital-fizzing excitement of the Scarlet Speedster. And I'm certain the movie will give me much more of this feeling and definitely not use its CG budget on a bunch of cameos. Cool rescue, but maybe don't leave him in the dangerous hole to sort the rest out for himself?
We put a crew together and broke into the lab at Gotham General. Stole a highly deadly virus.
We will never find out why a deadly virus in a stealable container was being stored at a hospital with a maternity ward.
You can handle the hospital, Barry. Somebody has to save the rest of the world, so I was gonna do that.
Vanity is definitely my favorite sin.
I've come to accept that I'm essentially the janitor of the Justice League, which sucks.
Being a dick to the janitorial profession. Who do you think picks up the candy bars you leave on the ground, asshole?
Look out!
Movie thinks Batman saved those kids by making the bad guys turn, but putting spike strips down actually increased the chance of them being killed by an out-of-control Hummer. Why are all these kids wearing either pink or blue? What sort of cult bullshit is this?
There's a baby.
This literal baby shower is still being better than attending a symbolic baby shower. No one wants to watch another person open gifts one by one. No one. Magic mutts magically materializing majestically on microwaves.
Mr. Allen, you've made me very proud.
Thinking someone would find it gratifying that they made you proud, Alfred. Vanity. It. This video can't handle more than one terrible Patino impression. You're out of order. We're out of order. This whole video is out of fucking order. Oh, did that microwave with a baby in it just fucking ding? Wouldn't that mean the microwave was running? Was this movie trying to make us think that Barry just microwaved a baby? Because I think this movie was trying to make us think that Barry just microwaved a baby. Also, microwaves dinging when they are not connected to any kind of power source. This movie is going to be a series of really cool short films about Batman when I came here for one long film about the Flash.
Shake him off!
This was when the Swiftie Nation decided to write their "You're a Swiftie and you want to understand the DCEU declaration." But then the Swifties decided that the DCEU was no Travis Kelce.
If that briefcase falls into the water, it could wipe out half of Gotham by lunchtime.
Is Alfred just here to expositionally raise the stakes every few minutes? Also, this is the kind of daily occurrence that happens in Gotham, but yet over 10 million goddamn people still f***ing live here. Is Batman flirting with Wonder Woman? Lasso of truth or not, that look is f***ing creepy, and I never want to see it again.
Looking good, Flash.
Yes, and I too would like to compliment you on your handsome CG bulge. To be clear, I'm sinning the CG, not the bulge.
The lasso of truth never gets old.
I mean, personally, I kind of enjoyed the Aquaman moment with the lasso of truth in the theatrical cut of Justice League, but clearly I was in the minority, and that was taken out in the Snyder cut to much applause. So is the theatrical cut or the Snyder cut canon? And also, why do I fucking care? God, I hate everything about what these fucking movies did to social media and my brain.
Now, is that fast enough for you?
No, that took you 12 minutes. Do you know how long that is? There's so much you can get done in that amount of time. You know what? I promise, barring any unforeseen events, that I will get through this movie faster than this asshole makes a sandwich.
Go get me a coffee.
People who want others to bring them coffee instead of partaking in the quiet joy of slowly walking to the break room and then even more slowly walking back to their desk.
I feel like we saw each other like a few years ago, right?
No, because we haven't seen each other since college.
Canonically speaking, I've stopped caring about the canon a long time ago. Steam is always billowing from sewers when you live in a fake city that is supposed to remind you of New York City cliché. Shamelessly Easter egging with Grayson's Barbershop, the only place you can go to get your night wings on fleek. This delivery service that leaves confidential exhibits on the floor of your hallway.
Barry, call 911 now!
Or you could do it instead of leaving it up to a child while you sit there providing no emergency medical care whatsoever. What I love about this is that you can really see the CG at work. Oh wait, no, I don't love that. Entering the Speed Force without consent.
So you're saying you went back in time?
Well, we won't take the time to explain how Barry got back, because even though he had never time traveled before, we're just hoping you'll look past that and not question it. Because if you let me...
As Barry enters the quantum force, I mean the speed realm. No, you mean the convenient science jargon that allows for all the time travel nonsense to occur. Yeah, that. Wait, who the f*** are you? I'm think I'm you, but I'm not entirely sure what's going on. I was sending my way through the Flash at an impressive speed, I might add. And the next thing I know, I'm sitting here listening to you make some insufferable word mashups. Well, that seems inconvenient, but how about we just continue with the video instead of delivering more exposition about this mess? Good idea. I imagine the viewer is more irritated by this than we are right now.
So you're saying you went back in time?
But we won't take the time to explain how Barry got back, because even though he had never time traveled before, we're just hoping you'll look past that and not question it. Fat chance, f***ers. Have you met me?
We could hang out. Do you want to get a bite?
Not this time.
And we'll never address the fact that Bruce could have averted the multiple tragedies of this movie if he'd just gone with Barry to get shawarma.
Nice ride. You have fancy friends.
Straddling the fine line between journalism and stalking is okay because of Barry's long-standing boner for Iris.
Yeah, well, I'm a pretty tidy person.
My closet also has the best comedic timing. When it's written that way, nice try, but I got this. I know Flash has some superpowers, but I don't think one of them is lean up against a wall and a door opens. He's not the fucking Fonz. This dirty fridge is still somehow too clean to be believable. All of time is represented here as only the things we've seen in previous movies. Just a nice way to make the viewer feel included, but it also makes time seem absurdly easy to sift through. Also, there are a few details about his mom's murder that we would have expected to learn during all of Barry's time travels. Like, who did it? And why isn't Reverse Flash in this movie? If no one sees the lightning Barry is generating, does that mean the light is moving faster than light? And how does that not break time every time Barry runs? According to the movie's own paradox, we should see a sadder Barry Allen standing right here. While we're on the topic of paradoxes, I think I know what happened. Someone wrote me into the Sin Force out of the misguided idea that creating a time double would be fun for anyone. I think it's kind of fun. You would.
Please work.
Warner Brothers hopes every time they release another comic book movie somehow makes its way into the movie. This is as good a time as any to point out that there are multiple points in this movie where it looks like Barry's head is moving out of concert with his body. And I don't know of a better way to explain it other than saying that his movements look uncanny. You would think Barry being punched out of the sound of Thunderdome by another, shall I say, menacing speedster would be significant enough to warrant an immediate investigation. Well, you'd be wrong, because he will barely bring it up again until the end of the movie. Using your super speed to steal from these old people instead of stealing from a corporation, like a good Gen Zer would. Or stealing from a millennial like a corporation would. Also, this happens so fast it's supposed to be funny, but if you take a moment, you realize that he unbuttoned this man's pants. He unzipped this man's pants, and he slid this man's pants down his legs. What the f***, Barry?
Mom, how was your day? How was your month? Or your last 18 years? Or that's a weird question, because I was here.
The movie has traveled through time for this. Not explaining how Barry got his younger self up to his room without his parents knowing. And I'm just supposed to accept that. But once again, have you f***ing met me?
Hey, do the thing again. No. We don't have time.
We're in a 2-hour and 24-minute movie that should probably be 100 minutes tops, so I feel like you do have time. Too much time.
Tonight, September 29th, the accident that gives me my powers. And if you're not there in 30 minutes, then you won't get the powers, which means I don't get the powers, maybe.
If you spent more time studying temporal causality instead of thinking up equations with the answer of 24, you might not be in this mess. Look who's talking. Do you know how any of this movie sin stuff really works or where your powers come from? Well, now I'm guessing it's all a function of the Sin Force. Yep, and that's canon now. How do you know that? It's in the script. Damn it! This lightning breaks the window that Barry Prime previously opened. Based on way too much research, I am seriously mad about how comic book Barry lost the speedster powers because changing the past meant that he wasn't in the chemical accident that day. But the movie seems to have taken his powers just for fun, and it doesn't factor into his character development at all. Of all the times Jamie Lannister could be eating pizza standing on the sidewalk, this was the worst. It was probably his villain origin story.
Look, some things you can move. Like, you can move, for instance, a microwave. But you can't move something like, say, a baby.
But Barry just moved several babies earlier in the movie while in the speed zone. What the f*** is he talking about? Naked Barry just traumatized his downstairs neighbor and will not face any consequences for it. Did Naked Barry also steal a pot from the downstairs neighbor? Now I don't like Barry 1 or Barry 2.
You know where it hurts? In my d. Okay, I know, but I don't need to know.
None of us did. However, here we are. Or the Flash's pajamas are addicted to
Back to the Future. Yes, Eric Stoltz is your boy in that movie.
Fine, limit your creativity to an actual alternate casting choice that almost occurred in our universe instead of getting wild and telling me they cast Tom Cruisak or Anthony Michael Macchio.
Zod.
Giving the Flash a Superman villain.
And Zod came here to find Clark. Wait, who's Clark? Well, Clark is Superman.
Man, Barry is not the friend to share any kind of f***ing secret with. He does not understand the concept of the vault.
Illusions, juggling, and zebras. No, that is not Diana.
Are you really going to say that you can't foresee a situation where at least one of those comes in handy?
No, Albert, he's not a super mermaid. Okay, he's half Atlantean, half human with superhuman strength.
Oh, wait, we have a thing for this. Nerd! Haha, you're you're pretty good at CinemaSins.
Hello.
Sudden Book of Boba Fett.
Kevin Bacon's Maverick with the volleyball, the gay guys on the planes.
Top Gun. Great balls of fire. Top Gun.
No.
Right?
I completely broke the universe.
Barry now seems more hung up on this actors switching roles thing than he is all of the other shit he brought down on this universe. Like one of the most dangerous supervillains in a world with almost no superheroes. It's like he became Twitter. Yeah, I'm still not calling that shit X. F off. I'm just wondering about the fate of the Mission Impossible franchise. I doubt that either of these two had enough money to take a cab from Central City to Gotham. We won't play the song, but every object that Bruce throws is lining up to the beat of 25 or 6 to 4 by Chicago, which is a terrible fighting strategy because it makes all your moves predictable.
We're looking for Bruce Wayne.
Younger.
Going through all that bullshit just to say, f it, do you want spaghetti?
At some point, you probably saw a movie that told you if you went back and changed the past, you'd create a kind of a branched timeline, right?
We're about to learn that Doc Brown steered us all wrong. I'm beginning to think that maybe schools should be teaching people about quantum mechanics instead of movies.
It goes both ways. Actually, it goes many ways.
Timer my penis. Discuss. Fucking what?
The multiverse. Some strands run almost parallel.
There will be inevitable intersections.
And others that are just wildly divergent. What it is, it's a hot mess.
That weirdly does look a lot like the last Doctor Strange movie. And what is this? Exposition about the future of the DCEU?
Okay, are you joking with the chewing noises right now?
For that to be the case, chewing would have had to have happened.
Wait, he's Batman? What did you think we were doing here?
Having a mom seems to have negatively affected Barry's IQ.
I need you to do that again.
This is shockingly similar to me entering my college girlfriend's Batcave. All of Batman's computers boot up after years of disuse, but don't spend the next 100 years updating.
I've read all about temporal paradoxes and causal loops.
For someone that didn't realize they could go back in time, they sure as have done a ton of research on going back in time. I've gone too long without saying anything, and I can't hold back anymore because I'm me, but I don't give a shit if you are Batman. You are a grown adult wearing goddamn flip-flops or sandals or whatever the those are.
How are we gonna get to Russia?
It is fucking amazing that Bruce had the bat plane reveal happen right as Barry finished asking the Russia question. And also, it's very fucking sinful. The bat plane has 3 seats to conveniently accommodate the plot.
You're strapped to your parachutes.
Waiting until right before you have to jump from the plane to tell them they have to jump from the plane. The Barrys probably don't have any parachute training. If this had been me, I would have had a goddamn heart attack when my seat dropped down and I was just surrounded by sky. You, Batman, you suck. But also, maybe bringing Keaton's Batman into this is fan service, and fan service almost always sucks, and maybe even this sucks. But it doesn't take away from the fact that it's fucking awesome to see Michael Keaton back in the Bruce Wayne / Batman role, and I'm removing fucking sin for it.
Oh, this rips
Being excited, you're experiencing a feeling that is the equivalent of ripping dicks.
Superman would be down there for sure.
I mean, Barry's correct. Well, at least about a super something being down there. But what about looking down a giant silo or whatever the this is, immediately screams, Superman has to be down there. Yep, Batman is still very cool, and this is still not a Batman movie.
That's where you keep Superman. Like a big scrotum.
Not pictured anything that looks like a scrotum.
How much do you weigh?
180 each plus her 440.
Assuming a woman's weight. But also, you could win some cool prizes at carnivals with that trick. But also, carnivals. This is not how bombs work, but it is how rockets work, which makes it strange that the story did this next to a rocket like it wanted to hurt the rocket's feelings. It's almost like no one ever tells the sacrificial soldiers in a movie that retreat is a very real option, and maybe the best one when the bullets are literally bouncing off your target. Quickly cutting back to the bat house so you don't have to explain how you got 4 people into the 3-seat jet.
You're levitating?
That's Dua Lipa-ist.
A lot of humans are worth saving.
Maybe to you, but I'm not a human.
Nope, you are an asshole. And not for the disliking humans thing. I get that. It's for doing the whole, I have to go away now and make it seem like I'm abandoning them so that I can come back later to claim the moral high ground thing. Why not just be like, you seem cool, Barry, sure, I'll help, especially since I'm the one that Zod followed here.
You can go anywhere. You can go another timeline, another universe. Why do you want to stay and fight to save this one?
Because this is the world where my mom lives.
Oh, isn't that sweet? Oh, no, wait. That's actually really fucking selfish. Maybe you should save this one because this reality is all your fucking fault. Barry? Kara somehow shows up at the exact time Zod chooses to bring his mothership down to the ground and start showing off all of his bullshit that he's going to do to the planet. Does everyone in this movie have the dramatic timing superpower? Did Zod read the script? Did Kara read the script? Can Kara read English? Why do Kryptonians speak English? Was Ghostbusters and Gremlins opening up on the same weekend in the summer of 1984 the very first instance of Barbenheimer? I have to know! This doesn't work because it shouldn't. This does work even though it shouldn't.
I will help you fight Zod.
As she said, without mentioning she had seen Zod god earlier and that he and his crew had already started murdering everyone.
Oh, and remember that your suit doesn't dissipate energy like mine, so you need to take breaks, otherwise you're gonna build up too much charge.
Wow, this last-minute information is way more important and much less informative than I think Barry Prime is aware of. You had a motherfucker that could kill people with what looks like a missile axe this whole fucking time, and we're just now getting to see him? This movie is not only 2 hours and change, but it has no understanding of what should be prioritized.
Come on, Barbie. Let's go party?
I mean, there's some unreal coincidence here, since this was supposed to be released almost 2 years before Barbie, but also quoting Aqua will always get you a sin. Them's the rules. I would have said teasing us with Barbie Girl by Aqua, but not giving us Barbie Girl by Aqua. I guess it's a sin either way.
Jesus, they're fast. Yes, but not as fast as us.
Again, why didn't you tell him this before?
It is your blood we must harvest.
It is very possible that simply phrasing this differently could have elicited participation. Oh yay! More punchy and eye shooty from two people with equal powers, yet one of them will win the fight. Will we know how? No, we will not. Do we care? Based on the box office, maybe a little. Past Barry is punching those guys in the balls. It's hilarious, but I had to rewind multiple times to confirm the nut shots, and this movie is long enough already. Barry just tried to break a Kryptonian's back over his fucking knee. Would have loved to be at this pitch meeting. It would have been 10 times crazier than that Key and Peele Gremlins 2 pitch meeting sketch.
I'm going after the big one.
Why exactly did you wait till now to do that?
I'm going down, but I'm not going alone.
No, Bruce! Bruce, eject!
Barry has a point. Why isn't Bruce ejecting? If you're trying to tell me a bat plane doesn't have fucking autopilot, I do not believe you.
We can go back, like you did. You're not fast enough yet. You sure?
Even though he shouldn't be fast enough or even fucking know how to go back in time, New Timeline Barry will accomplish time traveling with no issue. And the movie will make us watch Bruce and Kara live, die, repeating for all the edge of today. We kind of work well together. Maybe there's a place for another time where we could get together and just talk about movies. Yeah, that could be fun.
Barry, there's no point.
Correction, there's an obvious flashpoint in here somewhere. I won't be needing these anymore.
Barry, this is an inevitable intersection.
The problem is that you can't prove that. You've only seen a handful of eventualities. I mean, Other Barry is going about this all wrong, but you have yet to prove that anything else here is inevitable. That's it, an inevitable intersection. I just got finished saying how you can't prove that. No, I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about us. Must have crossed an inevitable intersection and sinned something that caused all this. It was the sandwich guy. God, who the hell are you? I'm the second version of you that was introduced earlier, but I'm older and more irritated. And after a late night writing, it was decided that I would only get a murky backstory and enough lines to resolve this ill-conceived parody we are trapped in. Now go remove a sin for that sandwich.
Now, is that fast enough for you?
No! What did I just tell you? Yeah, man, come on, this is not beef. Fine, if you promise I never use that word again. Okay, fine. You too. Sure, no cap. Here goes. An expertly crafted sandwich like that is worth waiting an eternity for. But also, 12 minutes or not, you put cheese and peanut butter on. No, stop! Okay, so what I said before about the CG in this movie not being that terrible, take it back. I take all of it back.
So you're...
Yes, I am.
And we all knew that, Barry, because we've seen a movie before. What's your fucking excuse, Eric Stoltz and Back to the Future film lover? Guys, I no longer know what is going on. Taking a piece of unused conceptual imagery from an abandoned Superman film and trying to turn it into an even bigger joke 20 plus years later just seems fucking cruel. I'm so distracted by the fact that old Ezra Miller looks a lot like Gary Newman that I'm tempted to stop here and just rock out to Cars for the rest of the movie.
We're destroying the fabric of everything.
And we're going to somehow fix the majority of it in the next 10 minutes. Join us?
How do you like our endless paradox?
Not a fan. Saving your older self by getting killed by your even older self is a thing that happens in this movie.
No, I'm just a random lady in a store. Do you want to hack?
Sure. I'm not crying, you're crying. Hi, Mom, please don't ever hug random people at the store.
I'm back.
As Barry's back again, I can't help but think that his palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. I mean, there's no vomit, but this plot was ready to keep us all focused on his mom's spaghetti.
You should ask me to dinner.
Skip. Fine. Fucking fine.
Yeah, fine.
Wait, what? Who?
My mother made it.
I got them lined up like rockets.
I mean, no one would want to believe that their father killed their mother.
What do you want? What do you want? I have to outside. You've been pinching loaves on the lawn, man. I play croquet out there.
An idiot. Here.
Why don't you eat some boschetti?
It's alive. Oh, it's alive. It's alive. It's alive.
Zod made me from Krypton, but he is not my people.
What do you mean, you people?
Oh, and remember that your suit doesn't dissipate energy like mine, so you need to take breaks, otherwise you're gonna build up too much charge.
And things that could have been brought to my attention yesterday! Oh god, not the Bane! Not the Bane! Ah! Oh! He baned me, Morty! Oh, Jesus baned me!
Mr. Allen, can you tell us a bit more about what happened, please?
Your style is generic. Mine's authentic made. I roll like a renegade. Uniclinic aid.
I'm sorry, that makes absolutely no sense.